Solid-state active denial technology, or SSADT, produces a focused beam of directed energy to provide our troops a non-lethal option to stop, deter, and turn back suspicious individuals with minimal risk of injury. Active denial technology is designed to protect the innocent, minimize fatalities, and limit collateral damage across the range of military operations. SSADT uses radio frequency millimeter waves at a frequency of 95 gigahertz. Traveling at the speed of light, the millimeter wave directed energy engages the subject, penetrating the skin to a depth of only about 1/64th of an inch. The beam produces an intolerable heating sensation, compelling the targeted individual to instinctively move. For the military, active denial technology can be used for both force application and force protection missions. Applications include crowd control, perimeter security, patrol and convoy protection, and other defensive and offensive operations from both fixed site or mobile platforms. While the active denial system advanced concept technology demonstration succeeded in demonstrating a large-scale version of active denial technology, a smaller scale, more mobile version is being developed by the U.S. Army and the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Program, utilizing solid-state technology. This system will demonstrate and prove out the critical technologies for a follow-on tactical system, which will be an adjunct system that can be installed on a range of tactical or support vehicles. It will have an azimuth drive for full 360-degree coverage, E-steering and azimuth for fine steering control, and full E-steering and elevation. With an invisible beam, speed of light targeting, and silent operation, it can be used in a wide range of operations, such as enhanced combat mobility in dense urban areas where it quickly and safely moves civilians obstructing vehicle mobility, or it can be used to safely deter unarmed but suspicious civilians observing U.S. forces. At entry control points, it provides an additional layer of response for dealing with potentially threatening targets and potential crowd violence. It can be quickly de-escalated by targeting the leader, or if necessary, by panning across the entire crowd, while armed individuals mixed in a crowd can be engaged without risk to surrounding civilians. Since the beam can penetrate window glass, it can also be used for non-lethal engagement of suspicious vehicles potentially threatening U.S. forces. The SSADT will be a lightweight, non-kinetic, non-lethal anti-personnel system, providing an alternative to lethal force.
Still point to point, and then.
We can hear the announcement. We can see the light.
And we're not going to go very far.
Course immediately I say again, reverse course immediately. You are in a Navy vessel exclusion zone.
Abort your mission. Abort your mission. Abort your mission. Abort your mission. Halt. Go no further. Halt. Go no further. Halt. Go no further.
China and India were fighting over a disputed border. China used an electromagnetic weapon. They didn't use bullets, but they used an electromagnetic weapon to literally melt Indian soldiers. The display in Beijing when we saw Prime Minister Modi and other leaders join Xi Jinping in China. A lot of pearl clutching going on here in America about what does that mean? Is India drifting away? I'll just highlight this, that China and India have a long history of grievances and distrust. Barely 5 years ago, China and India were fighting over a disputed border, and China used an electromagnetic weapon. They didn't use bullets, but they used an electromagnetic weapon to literally melt Indian soldiers. So I think that it's clear to me, and I think it's clear to all of us, that international relations are a lot more than a photo opportunity. They really run deep.
Chaos erupted in the streets of Belgrade as thousands of anti-government demonstrators suddenly scattered during a moment of silence at a mass protest. Shocking footage circulating on social media captures the moment rallygoers panicked and fled, with some collapsing to the ground. Witnesses reported hearing an unnatural deep howling sound just before the confusion, fueling suspicions that a controversial acoustic weapon may have been deployed. At the center of the controversy is the long-range acoustic device, LRAD, a powerful sonic weapon primarily used for crowd control. Designed to emit high decibel piercing noises, the LRAD can cause extreme discomfort, disorientation, and even permanent hearing damage at close range. While some law enforcement agencies worldwide use LRADs for dispersing crowds, deploying them against civilians remains highly controversial. Human rights organizations warn that the device poses serious risks, including long-term auditory impairment. In Serbia, the use of such weapons is strictly prohibited, intensifying outrage over the alleged incident. Rights groups and opposition leaders argue that if authorities did use the LRAD, it would represent a severe violation of civil rights. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić has categorically denied the accusations, calling them a vile lie. In a televised address, Vučić emphasized that the LRAD produces a distinct piercing sound, one that was neither recorded nor reported by security forces during the protest. I have personally witnessed an LRAD in use abroad, and there was no such sound in Belgrade on Saturday, he insisted. Despite these denials, civil society organizations, including the Belgrade Center for Security Policy, have condemned what they describe as the inhumane use of banned weapons against peaceful demonstrators. The group has called for an independent investigation into whether an acoustic device was deployed to disperse the crowd. The protests, among the largest in Serbia's recent history, demand greater accountability and systemic change from President Vučić's government. The unrest has been fueled by widespread allegations of corruption and state negligence. While Vučić has pledged an investigation into the incident, he has also warned of legal consequences for those spreading falsehoods about the alleged use of banned weapons. Meanwhile, human rights groups and opposition figures continue to push for answers, urging international watchdogs to intervene. With tensions escalating, the Serbian government faces mounting pressure to demonstrate its commitment to civil liberties. Protesters, meanwhile, vowed to return to the streets until their demands for justice are met.
But what have become deployable systems are ones based on high-power microwaves. These have had a controversial history with systems like the active denial system developed by the US military, which are designed to control crowds or provide perimeter security, and were used in Afghanistan in 2010 to control crowds without using live fire. These use the same principle as a microwave oven by exciting water molecules in the skin to cause them to heat up and create a burning sensation, basically to get people to move away from the area without lethal force or causing permanent injury. As some have stated, it fills the gap between shouting and shooting. As our technological world is now so dependent on electronic equipment, the threat from the emerging energy weapons is a very real one. An E-bomb could potentially knock out an entire city, and whilst it doesn't damage buildings and people directly, the effects would set you back to the steam age until repairs or replacements could be effected.